You alluded to it Monday, but is it easier to correct the team after they lose? Correct their mistakes?
No, losing sucks. Again, I don't think we've had a preparation problem. I mean, I think our guys are prepared well. I think we've had a performance problem on Saturday. Been way too inconsistent throughout the whole course of the year, and even on Saturday, we made a lot of mistakes. Both return teams weren't very good. We put the ball on the ground multiple times when we were actually having success on the plays, right? We complete a ball and we fumbled for a touchdown early. With a big, long third down run and we're pretty close to getting the first down, we fumble it. 2-minute drill, we fumble it. We get a route run incorrectly and we get an interception in crunch time. When we're in 3 deep coverage, we squeeze too much on number 2 and we give them an explosive pass. They run the same route that they've run all year on the goal line, and we slipped outside leverage when we knew they were going to run a timing post. So, again, it's carrying over what we work in practice into the game, and again, it's a sign of an immature team. And I think we got some guys that are growing up, but there's a lot of issues that we have that we can't fix until the offseason. And we're not going to use that as a crutch or as an excuse, but it just is what it is. And the guys that are playing pretty consistent are, and the guys that aren't, we've got to continue to develop them and help them grow.
You've used that word immature a lot this year. Was it the sense that you had going into the year, or has it been only once the year started?
Yeah, it has to do with guys that I think did not realize how close they were to playing, and because of where we're at depth-wise, they've been thrust into roles that, obviously it will be a great lesson learned for for our program for the remaining time that these guys are here. I mean, the amount of guys that we have out, a lot of the guys, especially in the kicking game, and our younger players should just be playing in those roles. Some of those guys have had to start, and their maturation has had to accelerate at a pace that we haven't been able to do a good enough job as a staff.
Did you feel like? Go ahead, Scott.
When you say lack of maturity, is it the phrase you like to use, not realizing how hard it is to win at this level?
Yeah. I mean, it's just because you had somebody write articles about you on a .com site in high school doesn't mean you're going to be a good college player. Kind of tired of it, quite frankly. But that's nothing new for me. It's getting worse every year. These guys, and it's cross country. I talk to guys all over the country. It's the same problem. These guys are getting so much smoke blown up their rear ends that they don't understand how hard it is to work, to win, to be successful on a every play basis. I mean, it's hard to win. Everybody's equal talent. And it comes down to fundamental technique and knowing your job and playing fast. And when you think, because you don't know your job inside and out, because you haven't had the experience, because you don't trust yourself and play with fundamental technique every play, you get inconsistent. When you get inconsistent, you typically are an average football team, and we're below average team right now. So we got a lot of work left to do tomorrow to clean things up to get ready for Purdue.
Is that part of a function of a lot of these guys are super talented and they can rely on their talent, not necessarily the technique they need to succeed here?
Oh, I don't think they're super talented.
But as high schoolers, they're all stars.
Oh, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Best thing ever. Yeah, just read the articles about them. I think it's a product of society right now. It just is what it is. Guys get told how good they are. And we don't coach that way. I don't care how good you are. You can always get better. I don't care how long you've been coaching. You can always coach guys better. It's been ingrained in me since I started, not only in football but in sports. And I just think it's something that we're a work in progress there. And a lot of it you can't fix until you can really get after it and grind it up in the winter, spring ball, and we'll be a different team next year. There's no doubt about that. I think a major part because of the experience a lot of these guys are gaining. Maybe they'll finally start to listen a little bit more consistently. It's the same problem their parents have. Yeah, it's no different. In football, life, it's the same thing. Same thing with you guys. You guys got all the answers. The students today got all the answers.
Do they push back against coaching?
No. Well, I don't care. It's my way or the highway, so I'm not going to listen to it. It's the same thing with Jack Ryan and Brendan Rowe. I can't say shut up at home, so I tell them to be quiet. Yeah, I can say shut up here.
Do you believe in the concept of like a trap game or a letdown game? Or is that kind of like a...
No, I think it sounds pretty good for an article, so I'm sure you guys are right about it. But I think it goes back to preparation. I think it goes back to what you do, get ready, and then how you play. And if we choose to play the way we did against Iowa, we'll get our fannies whipped. If we choose the way we did against Notre Dame at times and Wisconsin at times and Penn State, we can beat anybody we play. So guys got to figure out what they want to do on Saturday. And if 2 days are any indication, I think they're in a good place.
So you're talking about players in high school getting smoke blown up their butts. Like, your guys have gotten a lot of smoke blown up their butts this week, I think, after Saturday's win. So is that something you kind of worried about?
Yeah, I'm always worried about that stuff, but again, it goes back to who you listen to, and they're not getting smoke blown from us. So again,
Do you think the offensive line had their best game of the year against Notre Dame?
yeah, I think they were pretty good. I think that 4 of the 5 guys graded out well enough for us to be a consistent winner. It's the first time we've had that. It's usually been just 1 or 2 guys. So we're still not 5 for 5, but we'll see how we play Saturday.
What does Vitale bring to that line, and how important is his leadership?
Yeah, experience. He's played a lot of ball. He means a lot. He means a lot, and he's doing a really good job with the younger guys. He's a pretty impatient guy. He's a lot like me. He doesn't. He was immature his freshman year. He didn't take his role very seriously. He had a pretty strong come to Jesus meeting, so to speak, with Cush his freshman year. And to Brandon's credit, he turned things around pretty quickly. We've got some guys right now that still haven't taken that step from a maturity standpoint up there, and our lack of competition has hurt that group. So that's one of the groups that we can't get a lot of things solved until the offseason.
Is this a new problem, Pat, or is it something that you've said that you guys are recruiting at a higher level? So is there a connection you can make between guys who maybe are more talented coming in but maybe not mature as your previous players, or is this something you dealt with throughout your career?
No, I've dealt with it throughout. I just think it's more a societal issue than it is a Northwestern problem. Again, talking to a bunch of colleagues, especially during our bye week, they're dealing with the same problems. These guys go around all these combines and play football in shorts, and that's not reality. And now you got to come play football, and at this level, people punch back. Mm-hmm. And when you're young and you think you're better than you are, you don't know how to handle that, and that's on us as coaches. We've got to continue to coach them. And I would prefer to be coaching some of our guys in the kicking game. That would be fun. But a lot of them are playing, every down snaps. And, they're getting a little they're getting the fire hose. They're not getting the drinking fountain, they're getting the fire hose. And we just got to do a better job coaching them. That's the bottom line.
Does the recruiting process involve some of that, telling these guys how good they are?
Oh, yeah. Not from our coaching end. We don't do that. I know there's a lot of fans that think I should kiss these kids' rear ends and offer all 12-year-olds, and everybody else does. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. It's not good for them as a person. It's not good for them as a student. It's not good for their maturation. It sure as heck isn't good for them as an athlete. But I don't think it's unique to us. I think it's a common problem throughout the country, and that's part of my job managing the group. And usually, a big part that handles that is competition. If I've got to be the one that has to motivate you every down, there's typically going to be a little bit of a complacency because coach, you can drive me all you want, but no one's going to beat me out because you don't have anybody else to put in. It's a pretty bad place to be in, and we've been in that place for probably about 2 months, and maybe with this team in particular, in probably 4 months with the last 2 teams, where frankly our depth isn't where it needs to be, because that's when we've been really good here. We've had really competitive practices, and what you do every week, every practice, every day, every rep has been significant, and we'll get back to that. Not in these next 2 weeks, but we'll get back to that.
So, Coach, you mentioned the struggles of your kick returns, but on the other side, how do you think your kick coverage is done?
We haven't given up touchdowns. It's productive.
We had the one against Minnesota.
Well, since then. I'm sorry. Let me clear it up because I know you guys will run with that wrong again. So that's what I was meaning. We didn't give up a touchdown. So it's productive.
How do you keep your team motivated, especially winning from Notre Dame and then playing a weaker team Purdue? How do you keep them to perform at a high level? What
we like to do is look in the tape, and they're very talented and they're very well coached, and they're building something special. Daryl's done a great job at his previous stop. He's doing a great job at Purdue. It's their senior day, and I think 2 teams that are very evenly matched. I don't see a big difference between the 2 of us on tape. And they've got the home field advantage, they've got the senior day advantage, so we've got to make things up. And I think they're very talented, and I think they're very well coached.
You said Monday, you were curious to see how the team responded to success.
Yeah, energy level's been really, really, really good. It's been really good. It's been surprisingly good. It's finally a breath of fresh air with this group to see us have something go right and handle it the right way. So I'm very proud of our seniors. They've been the ones that have led it, and our captains and our leadership council. We got one more big night of meetings tonight, and then practice tomorrow, getting things cleaned up, especially in the kicking game. I think Purdue's outstanding in the kicking game. Very talented, and get all those things corrected and see if we can take it with us to West Lafayette. I mean, it's going to be a nasty weather day, it looks like right now. At least when I left the office to go down to the practice field, it looks like high winds and some nasty rain, so this should be entertaining.
But because the team's immature, can you ever be sure that the high energy of the week is going to translate to Saturday?
I was born at night, but not last night. Yeah.
All right, thanks, Coach.
You guys are great. Have a great week, okay? Thanks. Go Cats.
Have a good one.